Ang bahaging ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Philippine Sports Commission. Looking for the best deals? Head to Robinson's Department Store, your one-stop shop for daily essentials and unbeatable savings. Don't miss out. Shop now!
Hi, welcome, Ms. Cheska, and of course, I just want to ask you about your journey in softball, your journey in this sport. Softball, baseball, not really that very common among Filipinos, but how did you fall in love? How did you fall in love with the sport?
You know what? Like, I go back to like the first time that I really played, and I can't pinpoint what it was exactly. All I know is that I loved it. Like, and I always have. I played baseball first, actually. So when I first started playing, I played baseball up until high school, and then I shifted to softball. But I played softball also like before that, but it was like mostly baseball and schooling. And I never thought I would ever make it to the national team. That was never the goal, never the dream. It was like an invite to try out. And then once I played my first tournament, that was in 2013. So they brought me in for a tournament. It was the Asia Cup. And it was so different. Like, it's just like, I don't know, like just that, like the how it was played, like the sport was so different that I ended up continuing it. But honestly, just everything about it, I love the sport.
Hindi ka ba na-pressure dahil lahat sa pamilya mo naglalaro ng baseball and softball?
Oh, no, not at all.
Was there a competition? Friendly competition though?
Not even, actually. Like, I don't know, I thought my siblings and I were good. So, I mean, like no, not really. I was teammates with my brother and my sisters. So in Ateneo, we were, three of us were in the team at the same time.
Okay.
It was never really a competition. Like, I think if it's a sport, a team sport.
Well, since you joined the national team, every time you're getting gold. Like, what is the challenge, difficulty of, playing softball and then representing the Philippines as a Pinay? Hindi naman siya kilala talaga dito sa Pilipinas.
Yeah, well, it's hard, it's tough. Like, we get the gold every single time. But we don't get the gold in Asia, right? We don't get the gold in the World Cup.
Right.
And that's the level we want to reach, because Asia, like for Asian games, unfortunately, we've always fallen short and we're always like fourth, right? Just shy of podium. But in the Asia Cup, right? So we've gotten silver before us, and we've won, and we do win against China, Chinese Taipei. But it's again always in the Asian games that we fall flat. But next year, watch out.
Aabangan natin yan.
Watch out for the team. Yeah.
You mentioned after playing college softball, you didn't even dream of becoming part of the national team.
No.
Pero ang nangyari after national team, you are now the Secretary General of the Philippine Softball Federation.
Yes. Yeah. So it was never the plan. I never planned to be in the national team, but it was always for fun, right? I just love the sport. It was always for fun. And then I joined the national team. It's of course still for fun, but it's like a different kind of challenge now, right? Like, you kind of want to get better. So like at one point, that was me, right? Like in the program I was talking about, that was me. That was me, like with not much exposure, like, wanting to step up and become better. That was what was fun for me, like rising to that challenge. And then, over the years, like I really believed in the program, and I really believed in the sport and how Filipinos can really excel in the sport, which is why I continued as like now on the management side, right? Like, because I feel like because I was there throughout the whole thing from the very beginning, I'm in the best position also to help with the program on that side, like really get the team to where it needs to be. It's very frustrating at times, of course, but I do believe that this is a sport that we can really excel in.
For the last 10 editions, parating nakakapanalo, and the softball gets gold every time. Paano nyo nasusustain yun?
With a lot of hard work and a lot of training, so we always try to stay ahead of the game. So in Southeast Asia, we are at a high level already, but honestly, like a lot of the other countries are catching up to us. So this year is going to be, I think, tough for the team. but yeah, we always try to level up, I guess. Like we always, our goal is not just Southeast Asia. It's the world. I mean, like, it's not even just Asia. Like, we're trying to compete at the world level, right? So to be able to do that, like, we can't just focus on Southeast Asia or being the best there. We have to focus on being the best in Asia and in the world.
Well, softball is one of the sporting events that really has given the Philippines a number of recognitions and awards. But you've been so long in the federation, you've been a team captain and an athlete, but what do you think are the struggles despite of this magandang pinapakita ninyo?
Oh, the struggles. There's a lot. Like, one is, I think, it's a very expensive sport, right? So, like, equipment, like, it costs a lot. Like, one bat is already like $500, right? So, between with everyone in the team. So there's just not just the bat, you have the balls. Everyone has to have a mitt. You have to have cleats. You have to have, helmets and catcher's equipment and all of that. It's a very expensive sport, and we don't have that many fields in Manila, right? Yes. So we have the Rizal Memorial Baseball Stadium that's shared between all the national teams and even Little League teams and the universities. So that's already like shared with everyone. The closest ones have already closed down. Yeah, the rest of the fields are really in the provinces, and those are not exactly, I guess, international level of like style. I mean, or like the specs of the field.
Yes.
So it's been hard. That and I think really just the grassroots development. Like, yes, there are tournaments. Yes, there's Little League, there's Palarong Pambansa, there's all of these, but it's also sharing the new things that have evolved with the sport at that level and capacity, like really spreading it. Because like what they know also, I mean, it's not their fault, it's like what has been. It's old school, right? So nothing new. Getting everyone to like the same standard and the same level that we want to be, because if we want the national team to grow, they have to have a really strong like beginning or like grassroots, right? Because like if we're gonna start picking up players from university or let's say high school, like even like as they're about to enter university, they still need already like strong fundamentals. It's really good for the program because we all want to reach like world level, like international level, like really high competition level, and we can't do that if we're not exposed to it. So right now that's what we're doing to really like elevate the team again to be where we want it to be, because we were at one point ranked 11 in the world.
11th?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah. So we want to go back to that level. We are just as good, like those who have been based here, like, right? So skills are there. It's just exposure, right? So like they play more games, they have more experience, and that is like a huge factor in like how one plays in a tournament.
You play a vital role in that organization for this to be that good.
Right. So this might be a little bit controversial, but what I think is, so sometimes we do import Filipinos who grew up in the States, so Filipino Americans. It's not the entire team. I don't believe, like, for softball at least, like the entire team should be made up of Filipino Americans. There needs to be really like a strong local team, right? But playing with players who grew up in a country where they play every week, like 60 games like a summer, where in here, the UAAP, they play 16 games the year. The entire year, being at that constant, like having constant competition, like, experience goes up, they're also exposed to a lot more things, right? So, having players at that level, you get the locals playing with them and they level up, right? We all become that one standard. That's why our team is very strong. So we started that program, I think, in 2014, right? So we had a lot of Filipino Americans and then Filipinos, and the team got stronger to the point that actually, like our local team, like in the last World Cup in 2023, we had 2 Filipino Americans to support the local team because it was a good team, it was a strong team, and it was a good showing.
With your position right now, how do you think you can help more, the Philippine team in this sport to be more recognized?
like the Philippine,
Yeah.
like, well, so I mean, like, I guess to support that, like, I have been doing things outside of softball, like, so I was part of the Philippine Olympic Committee Athletes Commission for 2 terms, so that's 8 years. So that's something that I've been doing. I took a master's with the International Olympic Committee. So it's the MEMOS program. It's a executive master's in sports organization management. So I completed that. I mean, you know, to help support. And I'm also an IOC Athlete 365 Career Plus educator. So I hold workshops that's targeted towards athlete career transition. So, like, you know how a lot of athletes, like, after sport, they don't know what to do, or, like, you know, they have a hard time finding who they are. So that workshop is really catered to that.
Wow.
Right?
Okay.
So I'm trying to develop myself as well. Like, you know, I have to be able to grow and keep up with you know, the sporting world and the Olympic movement, so that I'm also able to support softball and my team, right? As small as that may be in the Olympic movement, like, but that's what I'm passionate about, and that's what I want to do.
You've got so much love with the sport. Why? Where do you get that drive?
Just sport in general, like, it's given me so much. Like, it's not just the sport itself. Of course, it's fun to play, and you know, I've always loved the sport, but sport in general has given me so much, right? It's developed me into the person that I am today. It's given me skills that I'm able to carry outside of sport. So even in, like, you know, my work and, you know, corporate life, or anything else that I do outside of sport, like, I am who I am because I was developed by being an athlete and being a national athlete on top of that.
How is your role as a player, as the team captain, as the secretary general, and all of the other hats that you're wearing right now, like, shaping to you at the present time?
Yeah, that was a tough couple years. So right now, I'm not an athlete anymore. I know it's an ongoing joke, and I know I keep saying this, that, you know, I'm not playing anymore, and then I come back, and then I'm not playing, and then I come back. So yeah, I last played an Asian Games, so I'm not holding so many hats now. Like, right now, I really just want to pass it on to the next generation.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I mean, like, doing all of that, I think, and wearing all those different hats, it really, it's just, I mean, that's why I'm able to do everything that I'm doing right now also. It's like, that was actually really good training for life, you know, like, the just different roles and the time management and having to do all of those at the same time.
What has been the most difficult part of you being with the team or in the team?
The most difficult part? Well, at one point it was that, right? Like, having to be a board member and the secretary general and be an athlete with, like I'm at par with my teammates, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then having to, like, when I do have to step outside of that role and, like, you know how it is, right? Like, you have to, there are sometimes that you really have to say, like, hey, this is what our federation wants. This is the standard.
Okay.
Like, but it's hard to also, like, you know, declare that and then come and say, like, you know, then we're gonna go to training every day, and then you don't have to be with your teammates, we have to be friends and all that. I'm lucky that they understand that, you know, and they've also grown with me throughout my, you know, progress, I guess, in this life. But
Okay, what else is there? What else can Cheska Altomonte do for the team?
right now, for the team, well, right now it's really just supporting them, especially now that they're rebuilding, right? So it's passing on my experience, my knowledge, and what I know on to the next generation, and hopefully they pick it up and are able to carry the team in the next, 4 years as they try to qualify for the Olympics, right?
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Bank of the Philippine Islands. Do more with BPI. Ang bahaging ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Smart Sports.
Well, I love the optimism. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
and good luck to your upcoming competitions.
Thank you!
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Bank of the Philippine Islands. Do more with BPI. Waterproofing o sealant ba ang hanap mo? Sa German technology ng Sista, protektado ka hanggang 10 taon. Yan ang tapal na tatagal.